Engine of Patrol 80, Engine 81, Quinn 24, Engine 131, Squad 37, USAR Task Force 130, Heavy Rescue 103, Battalion 17.
Today we'll be talking about portable fire extinguishers, the different types of portable fire extinguishers, the different classifications of fires, the rules for fighting fires using portable fire extinguishers, the inspection of portable fire extinguishers, and how to extinguish a fire using the past acronym. First, I'd like to talk about a fire triangle. A fire triangle requires 4 elements that must be present for a fire to exist. First is oxygen. Oxygen is required to sustain combustion. Second, heat is required to raise materials through their ignition temperatures. Third, fuel is required to sustain combustion. Fourth, chemical reaction is required among all 3 other elements. Remember, to extinguish a fire, you may remove any one of the 4 elements. The purpose of fire control is to keep these 4 elements separated from each other. Secondly, I'd like to talk about the 5 classifications of fire. First, Class A, ordinary combustibles such as wood, paper, cloth, trash, and plastic. Secondly, B, Class B fires, which are flammable gases and flammable liquids such as paint, petroleum oils, gasoline, propane, and butane. Third, Class C fires, which is energized electrical equipment such as motors, transformers, and appliances. Special note about Class C fires is that if you remove the power, the Class C fire becomes a different category. Fourth is combustible metals such as magnesium, potassium, sodium, and aluminum, which are Class D fires. And fifth, Class K fire, which is cooking oils and greases such as animal fats and vegetable fats. Now I'm going to discuss the 8 different types of portable fire extinguishers. The first fire extinguisher I'm going to talk about is a water and/or foam fire extinguisher. These are important because they extinguish the fire by removing the heat and oxygen from the fire. But remember, a water fire extinguisher may only be used for Class A fires, and foam fire extinguishers may be used for Class A or B fires. Now we're going to be discussing carbon dioxide fire extinguishers. They extinguish fires by removing the oxygen and removing the heat through a cold discharge. Remember, carbon dioxide fire extinguishers are for Class B and C fires. They are usually ineffective on Class A fires. Third, we're going to be talking about a dry chemical fire extinguisher. The dry chemical fire extinguisher extinguishes a fire by interrupting the chemical chain reaction of the fire triangle. A special note about dry chemical fire extinguishers is that they are the most widely used portable fire extinguisher today, and they can be used on Class A, B, and C fires. Now we will be discussing wet chemical fire extinguishers. These extinguish a fire by removing the heat from the fire triangle. Wet chemical fire extinguishers are primarily used on Class K fires. Now we will be discussing clean agent or halocarbon agent fire extinguishers. The clean agent fire extinguishers extinguish a fire by interrupting the chemical chain reaction. Clean agent fire extinguishers are used on Class A, B, and C fires. Now we will be talking about the dry powder fire extinguisher. The dry powder fire extinguisher extinguishes a fire by removing the fuel from the oxygen or by removing the heat from the fire triangle. The dry powder fire extinguishers are effective only on Class D fires. They are ineffective on all other class fires. Next, we will be discussing water mist fire extinguishers. A water mist fire extinguisher is a new development that extinguishes a fire by removing the heat. Water mist fire extinguishers are an alternative use to clean agent fire extinguishers where contamination may be an issue. Water mist fire extinguishers are primarily used on Class A fires, however they are suitable for Class C fires. Last, I would would like to discuss a cartridge-operated dry chemical fire extinguisher. These extinguishers interrupt the chemical chain reaction to extinguish the fire. These extinguishers are effective on Class A, B, and C fires. Remember, it is important to use the correct extinguisher for the type of fuel. Using an incorrect agent can allow the fire to reignite after appearing that the fire has been extinguished successfully. The third topic I would like to discuss is fire extinguisher inspection. A fire extinguisher must be inspected and maintained on a regular basis to ensure proper operation. A couple of questions you could ask yourself are, is the fire extinguisher in its proper location? Is it visible and accessible? Is the pressure gauge reading the correct amount of pressure? Fourth, I would like to discuss the rules for fighting fires using portable fire extinguishers. You may use the RACE acronym to help you remember to rescue persons from the fire area, to activate the alarm system, to confine the fire, closing doors and windows to slow the spread of fire, and to extinguish and evacuate the fire area. Now I would like to explain to you how to properly use a portable fire extinguisher to extinguish a fire using the PASS acronym. First, P, pull the pin. Second is A, you aim the nozzle at the base of the fire. S, you squeeze the operation lever. And the second S, you sweep the nozzle side to side at the base of the fire until the fire has been extinguished. This information and more can be found at www.fireextinguisher.com. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to extinguish a Class A fire using a multi-purpose dry fire extinguisher using the PASS acronym. Pull the pin, aim at the base of the fire, squeeze the nozzle, and sweep back and forth. And that is how you extinguish a fire using a portable fire extinguisher.